everybody. My name is Cindy Collins. I'm one of the co-founders here at Actors Theater of Indiana. Thank you for joining us. ATI lunch break at noon. And today I have my friend.
Oh, shucks.
Yes, I know. Well, I don't say that word too often. But, and my fellow castmate, Aviva Pressman.
Hello.
Aviva is in our production of Working, and she is pretty damn phenomenal.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
well, I have my good days and my bad days. So,
Witnesses right now. So.
That's right. So I'm in a good mood, and but Aviva has been kind enough to join us today. We have one more week of the run of the show. We close May 22nd, so this is our last week of Working. If you haven't seen it, please come see it. The cast is absolutely wonderful.
If you haven't seen it, why haven't you seen it?
And that's my question. Thank you so much, Aviva.
Yeah.
Why haven't you seen it? The question is why. And so please try, please do. It's really a great show. A lot of heart, has a lot to say, and has great music by James Taylor and Lin-Manuel Miranda and Stephen Schwartz and Craig Carnelian, and the list goes on. So now enough of that hullabaloo. Aviva, here's my first question for you.
Okay.
Aviva, where did you get that name? Who decided on Aviva, and where is the origin of that name?
So my parents wanted to name me something very Jewish because I come from a very Jewish family, and they didn't want. At my elementary school, I went to a Jewish school. We had 4 Rachels and 4 Sarahs.
Rachels are
You know
big,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like they didn't
yep.
want to go that route. They wanted something more unique. And Aviva, like if you think like Tel Aviv,
Yeah.
right? So it means springtime in
Yeah,
Hebrew.
okay.
So that's
Tel
where it comes
Aviva.
from. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That would be like
yeah.
the female version since it's a gendered language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Aviva Las Vegas.
Yes, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live in Aviva Loca.
That's a new one. I haven't thought of that one.
Yeah. It used, Aviva Gorditas when those commercials were on. That was a while.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah. And then I won't mention the last one because it's anatomical.
Is it inappropriate?
Yes, it's inappropriate.
That's when it's 12. We'll do our 12 a.m. show.
Yeah, when we do our
that's for
midnight
the
show.
That's for the ATI live at midnight.
Sure.
And so, because I think it's a very interesting name. I grew up in New Jersey. I had a lot of Jewish friends.
Yeah.
A big Jewish community. Nobody was named Aviva.
Yes.
Rachel's. You're right. Rachel's. Sarah's. You know all that. But Aviva, no. I have never heard that name before.
Well, it's a palindrome.
Yes.
I love that about it.
Yeah.
I love that it's really unique. But
Like you.
A little girl moved in next door to me, and her name is Aviva.
What?
And I hate her, and I shouldn't because she's a child. But I was there first, so I do. And
Right now in Los Angeles.
right now in Los
Where
Angeles,
you live.
my next door neighbor has a little girl named Aviva, and sometimes her dad will come outside and say things that, and we'll hear him, and he'll be like, "Aviva, I know you're not outside with your shirt off again," and my husband just laughs.
Though you could be.
I mean, like, it's my property.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
Again, the midnight show. But, oh my gosh. Okay, so we brought you, obviously, auditioned for the show. You came in from LA. You are a native of California.
I am, yeah.
Yeah. So that's like, I mean, of course, it's a huge state.
Yes.
And there's lots. But when you think of LA, you're like, oh, a lot of people are transplants there,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Just like New York. I'm
Yes.
from New Jersey. I'm a transplant into the city, into
Right.
New York, into Manhattan, and so there's tons of transplants there, of course. And you don't think, oh my God, you're a native now, born in Los Angeles.
I was born in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
I mean when you meet somebody like I said, like where were you born? I was born in Manhattan. What? It's like almost unheard of now, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's such a transplant city.
Absolutely.
But born in LA, it's funny how we got the East Coast people and the West Coast people. And some East Coast people are like, oh, I can't stand the West Coast. I'll never go out there. But the West Coast people are the same way, you know?
I like the East Coast. I mean, I understand that they're grumpy at us because they are sad about their weather, but like, that doesn't mean I don't like them. I
Yeah.
have the sunshine, so I'm in a great mood.
That's right. You
Yeah,
get
no, I
that
love
great.
New York.
You get that great weather, and I mean, I've been to LA many times, and even though I like it, I just because of the I could never live. It's just the driving. It's like on the East Coast we have all the public transportation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even from, you know, the trains are massive there.
Right.
And well, every time I've been to LA, I'm like, oh my God, this driving. I mean, are you kidding me?
So, one, most of my day jobs and all my jobs are not like 9 to 5 things. So generally, I stay away from the worst of it. And two, you just have to find the podcasts you love. And then it becomes like, ooh, I get to listen to this thing about murder or whatever.
Yeah.
If true crime is what a lot of what I listen to.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of exciting to spend that time in the car. It's like, oh, I get a whole 2 hours to go
Well,
2 miles, and I get to listen to this whole
Exactly, 2 hours to go. And the thing is, you grew up there, so you're used to it. So you grew up. Once you grow up with something, it's not like a big deal.
Right.
It's no big deal. Nobody's like, oh, you're like, hello, I grew up there. I'm used to it.
Exactly.
You know, people ask me the same thing, and I'm like,
yeah, whatever.
What about it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But tell me now. Now listen, she's wonderfully talented, and her voice fantastic, great actor. When you auditioned for us, it was all self-tape because how things are working now, nobody's auditioning live. Okay, so it's all video submission now, and we were doing that before COVID hit as well. We always accepted video submissions as well. But thank goodness. I mean, I don't like it, but the good thing about it is you do get to see more people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do. You do get to see more people audition, and so you can pull from more areas of the country. And if we hadn't, we wouldn't have had you.
Yeah.
You know, being from LA.
Yeah.
But your audition tape was absolutely phenomenal. We were all just like, she's hired.
That's
So,
nice.
yeah, it was really great. So, but we all know in this business, and especially if you're living in a city like New York or LA, you have to pay the rent, you have to pay the mortgage. You know, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So first thing, your line of work that you've done is like could be a book this thick anyway.
Yeah.
We had to in rehearsal one day, our director Lisa Fox, she said, "Okay, listen," because obviously we're doing the show working. She goes, "Let's go around and think back," and it was hard.
Yeah,
it was
there
hard.
were so many jobs I forgot to say.
It was hard. I
So
forgot to say some too.
Yeah.
It was so, and it was like all the jobs you ever had to do since like starting to babysit in junior high. You know what I mean? Or starting to do work for your parents and you got an allowance. Like from that to now, name them. And we were like, oh, you know.
And I had the weirdest ones.
And
sure.
of course, Aviva had the longest. You
Yeah.
had by far, though Lisa Fox had quite a few.
Yeah.
The longest list, and some of them. So she even does a stand-up
Yes.
routine about one of them.
I do.
And but currently, you're so smart. I mean, come on. What do you do? What's the other job you have? Medical.
So the medical job. So I do a few things, which is why I have so many jobs. I'm always working like a few different things.
Yeah.
But the medical job I have, I work as a standardized patient.
Yeah.
Which is where medical schools, healthcare schools, nursing schools hire actors to play the role of patients, and then we give feedback to the students on how they treated us, if they did the physical exams right, things like that. But now I've been doing that so long that I also teach physical exams. I teach how to do these things. I do some curriculum development and training other standardized patients, things like that.
Yeah.
So
they're like, here's an actor. She's so damn smart.
I love it.
We're going to bump her up.
It's great. It challenges me a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
And it also it keeps my memorization skills sharp for when I do a show.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly memorizing like family histories and social histories and history of present illness and like how to do all these different things. So it's really helpful for
And
my
I
brain.
think, doesn't everything help us with our profession?
Oh,
Don't you think?
absolutely.
Don't you think
Absolutely.
everything we do, everything in life, our profession helps us with things in life. Things in life help us with our profession.
100%.
I totally think that always goes together. I
Yeah.
always thought that. And even every job you get in our profession helps you move forward, or good or bad. Take what you want.
Yeah.
You know, take what you can get. Take the good from it and learn from it. I'm constantly learning. And but you've been, oh my God, clown. Am I right? Juggling,
worked as birthday
juggles.
clown,
Yeah. Oh God. Oh my gosh. And puppets.
I mean,
Any puppets?
Yes.
Come on.
Like I've done puppets in shows because
Yeah.
I do a lot of kids shows.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider myself a puppeteer. I would consider myself somebody who has done puppets enough to have like a
You had to
sense.
do it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I recently did a movie where it was like I was one of the puppeteers, and there was also a Jim Henson puppeteer, and
Well.
one of us was better at it.
Yeah, and it was Viva. But don't say mom's the word. Okay, let's go back. Here's what I found fascinating. Your grandfather was a rabbi.
Yes.
Tell the story about your well, first thing, whose father was it?
My dad's.
Your dad's father. Okay. And did you grow up in that temple?
Yes.
I'm assuming, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And you were mitzvah there and everything and all that.
All the things.
Yeah. So your grandfather was a rabbi, and your grandmother was very she was forward in her thinking.
Yeah. I
right?
can't remember what story
I'm
told
going to
you,
tell
so
you
I don't
the
know
story.
what it's going to be.
She wore pants.
Oh, she wore pants.
She wore pants
in like the 50s.
Yeah.
To high holiday services, which in the 50s a lot of women didn't wear pants to anything.
No.
So wearing it to the fanciest thing is like kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And when they when she was interviewed by the newspaper about it,
That's how the newspaper got a hold of
yeah,
it.
the newspaper got a hold. I'm sure it was like the Jewish Journal. I doubt it was
Rabbi's
like the LA
wife
Times.
wears slacks.
Wears pants. She was like, the quote from her is, "I didn't have any role models, so I had to be my own role model."
And your grandfather was super cool.
Yeah, because
Right?
some people were like, "How do you feel about this?" And he was like, "It's not my pants. Like you hired, I was hired as the rabbi. She wasn't, so she gets to do what she wants."
They're not my pants.
Yeah, he did not speak like
No.
that. Although there's another story. The first time my husband met my grandparents.
Yeah.
So my husband converted for my family, but
Okay.
he wasn't Jewish when we met.
Right.
And but he had heard that my grandpa was this like famous rabbi in LA.
Yeah.
And he didn't expect to be meeting him that night because we ran into each other at an event I didn't know that he was going to be at.
Oh.
So I'm like, "Oh, hey, guess what? You're going to meet the rabbi grandparents." And he's like, "Ah, ah." And so he comes over all nervous, and I'm like, "Grandpa, this is Brian. Brian, this is Grandpa." And no joke, Brian goes, "Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you." Like he was an old Jewish man.
God, he turned into Mel Brooks.
He could completely turn into Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
We walked away, and I was like, "What was that?" And he goes, "I don't know. I couldn't stop. I don't know."
What'd
And
your grandfather?
Huh?
What'd your grandfather do?
I don't think he clocked it as anything weird.
No.
My grandfather doesn't talk like that, though.
No.
At all.
Right.
Yeah.
But but when Brian said that, he was just like, "Hello, how are you?"
It was the longest they've ever asked me if someone I was dating was Jewish. Probably because they assumed. They're like, that guy's...
Not Jewish.
No, they thought he definitely was.
Oh,
Because they
they
didn't know
did.
that was a fake voice.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they were old. They didn't remember the next time they
We're
met him.
old.
They were really old.
At that point.
At that point, they were like, "Oh, yeah, this guy, sure."
Oh my gosh. I think that's really cool though that you grew up in your grandfather's temple and your family was there, but not only was your family, because obviously we know with churches and temples that you usually obviously growing up with your family, but there was your grandfather was with a rabbi.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty
was.
special.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Jewish faith is always so interesting. Like I said, I grew up going, to seders and bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, you know what I mean, when I was a kid. So to me, it was all around.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I always just found it so interesting and fascinating.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps too that because it's not as like you must believe this. It's much more like debating.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt a pressure in it.
Yeah.
Just because my family was in it.
Yeah.
It was sort of like this was our culture and this is
Right.
what we did. And they
Right.
asked me like, "Do you want to have a bat mitzvah?"
Yeah.
And I said yes.
Okay.
But if I had said no, they would have understood.
Okay.
Probably not my grandma, but everyone else.
Well, you could have had a small gathering. You still would have been, would you have gotten bat mitzvah and not had a party and everything?
Of course I had a party.
Okay, hello.
I wasn't cool though, so it wasn't like a cool party,
It's-
but it was a party.
But everybody has parties.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was a small party because we weren't like we didn't
Yeah.
have a lot of money.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we
yeah.
had desserts and there was dancing.
Yes.
And, yeah, and the
Good.
boy I liked did not show up,
Oh my God.
Um,
Heartbreak.
which is fine. I'm married now.
Right.
It's a very long time ago.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not upset.
No, I can tell. Tell you're not holding on to that.
Not at all.
But oh my God. Oh Jesus. Sorry.
You knew who I was when you invited me on here.
But okay, so now your grandparents obviously passed away. You know, okay. And do you still that temple? Obviously, it's still active.
Yes.
Do you ever go?
So yes, I don't go to services all that often.
Yeah.
Partially because it's like weird. Like I don't quite know where I fit now.
Yeah.
Without them.
Right. When people there's a missing element.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I do some of their events.
That's nice.
I was at their Purim Carnival, painting faces and doing balloon animals as a clown.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that is kids will always be like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Rainbow the Clown." And they're like, "What's your real name?" And I go,
you can't trick kids.
"Rainbow the Clown, Rainbow the Clown." But at this one, I went, Aviva Pressman. But the school there is called Pressman Academy. So they were like, "She's still lying. She said Pressman."
Oh.
And I was like, "All right, well then I guess it's Rainbow the Clown."
Pressman after your family.
Yeah, Rabbi Jacob Pressman Academy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's something we're proud of.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it is because he was very, he marched with Martin Luther King. He preached about women's rights before it was cool. Like he did a lot for the community.
Yep.
He started.
That's what that should be.
Exactly.
That's a community service when you're a leader like that.
Yeah. He started one of the only sliding scale therapy programs in LA because he was like mental health should be accessible.
Yeah.
So he did all these really, really cool things.
God.
And so knowing that the school was named after him because of all this stuff that he did, he didn't just donate money for a building. He they were like,
he was
you have
hands-on. He
impacted
was
us.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's really neat.
Yeah.
So now when you go home, which you'll be in like a few days, like 5 days. I know, right? But you know, Aviva will be back. She'll be back with us, I'm sure. I hope so. What's next? What's next? We always ask this actors, what are you doing next? There's always like that thinking ahead. You're always thinking ahead. I got this gig now. I'm in this gig. I'm still auditioning during this gig.
Yes.
During, you're doing a show, but you're still auditioning for the next show. I mean, you and Lily, the other cast member, are constantly like doing your video auditions and callbacks. From I'm like, I was like, what's today? Who called you back today?
Yeah. I just got a commercial callback. I've got some big callbacks lined up.
Yeah.
But next week I'm going to Disneyland, and then I'm going to the Star Wars convention.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah. So that's
how's that? Star Wars convention, is that like wackadoodle or how are those people compared to like? Well, you don't know because you wouldn't go to a Star Trek convention. They're all different.
They are all different.
I mean, you got the
but
Trekkies,
I've been to like Marvel
and the
events, and I've been to board game conventions.
Right.
Marvel events have the coolest people. Board game events are really fun because there's board games and there's things like that.
Yeah.
But nerds. I've never been the coolest person in the room other than at the board game convention. Don't tell them I said that. They know though.
Quiet. The board game community.
Star Wars fans are my least favorite fandom that I feel like I'm a part of in some way.
But you go.
Yes, I go because I like Star Wars and I like my husband. And
is he like the fan?
He's
really?
a bigger fan of Star Wars than I am. Yeah, like Marvel is really together.
You're taking one for the team.
Well, it's like I enjoy all the Star Wars things. It's just I feel like a lot of Star Wars fans got made fun of it so much as kids that now that it's more mainstream, they just like have a lot to prove.
Yeah, proving themselves at a Star Wars convention.
Yes, yes. And being a lady at a Star Wars convention, there's a lot of people who do not know how to talk to you.
Well, they're probably inhibited.
Very much.
Right, because they were so... As kids, they were afraid to talk to anybody. They were, like you said, people made fun of them, so they don't know how to socially.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're maybe a little stifled.
Right, and I don't have any inhibitions, so I think I'm scary to them as
exactly, because you're very frightening. But you're so scary, Aviva. But you got to say these conventions. That's where people can, that's where they can let go. Right, that's where they can let loose. Even though they're dressed up, they're still hiding because they're a lot of people are in costumes, right?
Yeah.
So, but they can still, I guess, be free.
Yeah,
freer.
No, I think it's great that people can like find their peers and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, and I do enjoy it. And then I have a stand-up. Gig.
Yes, I know. Yes, right. Because you said, "Oh, now I'm getting these stand-up gigs."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I just recently started
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
So I got to figure out what I'm going to say for that.
Well, you're never at a loss for words. That's for damn sure. So I'm sure and you're so smart, and I'm sure it will not be a problem for you. I can't imagine it will be a problem for you doing stand-up. Come on. Are you being quiet now?
I'm being quiet so that I subvert expectations of me.
Oh, no.
Always talking.
No.
Never being lost for
and I
words.
think that's very hard, so I think you're really brave to do that because stand-up is something that is unlike, you think, oh, you're a performer. You're just wrong. Wrong. I could never do it. And I think I'm a pretty funny person, just in life.
Yeah.
Right? Forget it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That is a whole other, entity of our business that is I think so separate. You're not hiding behind a character. It's you raw.
Yeah. But it's not that's scary to me. Ooh. Because I've done storytelling shows.
Yeah.
And those I feel so in my element.
Yeah.
But the difference between a storytelling show, even a comedy storytelling show, and stand-up is that in a storytelling show, you don't have to be funny in the first 15 seconds or everyone loses faith in you.
Yeah, you're telling the story.
You can set up your whole story, and then it can end up being hilarious, and people laugh a lot. But if you don't make people laugh pretty soon in stand-up, they've decided
Well, you're coming out, out of the, bam, out of the gate.
Yeah.
Like you're shot out of a cannon, and if you don't hit the stage, and you're right.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm sorry, I can put up with it for a little while, but I'm not coming back to see this person.
Exactly.
And that, I think, it is so, talk about theater being competitive. That is so competitive because there are so many people trying to do stand-up, right?
Yeah.
And boom, 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 you get how many in a night? It'd be at a club, which is what you're going to do.
Depends on the club. But
how many, bum, are you going to get?
Right. And there's a lot of misogyny.
Oh,
well.
I'm sure. They're like, what's this chick doing here?
Yeah.
And stand-up comedian women say it all the time still to this day.
Oh, absolutely. There was a girl that I did a stand-up show with, and she had this joke that was like, a lot of people didn't really like the Zoom stand-up, but, I really liked it because then none of the male comedians can follow me in my car.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. My God. Oh, yeah. Hey, it happens everywhere. You know what I mean?
It does, yeah.
We're chicks, and it happens. Yep, I know, but proud to be women. All right, so we are going to wrap this up. I think we've actually may have gone a little over, so I apologize. So thank you so much. ATI, lunchtime. I almost just forgot the title because we're just talking
Come
here.
See Working.
But come see Working. Come see Viva. I'm in it. Don Farrell, Lily Thomas, Alan Sledge, and Adam Tran. The cast of Working. We run until May 22nd at the Studio Theater right over here at the Center for the Performing Arts. And it's a great show about the working people of our country, of America, and what made this country as wonderful as it is. So thank you so much, Cindy Collins, Aviva Pressman, and you tune in next week too, or you can watch this. Really tell people they can watch this whenever they want.
Isn't that exciting?
Isn't that technology? Thank you so much. Toodaloo.
Bye.